Hey everyone, how's it going? Today we are going to be going through some Excel basics with pivot tables. All we're going to do is explain kind of how they're formatted, what they do. They shouldn't be a mystery, and that's the thing. If it is, great. We're going to go through the basics, explain how they work, just kind of break it down step by step. If you have anything specific you'd like to see, please leave it as a comment. If you could like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, but let's get to it. So today, all I did was I took stats for Kevin Durant during his career. So what we're going to do is assume that I'm at work. My boss says, hey, I need you to tell me about Kevin Durant's average points scored per season and what team he did it with. Okay, sure. So I think I can go through here. I have this data source. Now this I got from basketballreference.com. So if you want to grab some good sample data sources, it's fantastic there. They've got all the different sports. I don't have any affiliation with them. I just happen to be a big fan of their data. It's formatted nicely and it works well with what we're trying to do. Anywho, so let's say we're here. We click anywhere in the data that we want. Doesn't matter at all. I could go here. I don't have to highlight the whole thing. I could just, bam. Then I will go up to the ribbon and I will go to the tabs. I'll look for Insert, click that. I'm going to go Pivot Table right here. So you just go, you're on the home by default. You go over one to Insert and all the way to the left on Pivot Table. So we're going to take a look at this. We've got our dancing ants right around here and they are looking at the whole source. I like it. Looks like we have everything. So we have the table range, and that's what this is representing, just showing what we're highlighting. So if you drag it, you'll see that it changes right here. So as I drag, you're going to see this move. See, it's adjusting. Now let's say we go here. Okay, same thing. Now you'll notice I cut the career one off because there's no labels in these columns. So in each of our data sources, we would have things that are blank. I'll show you two examples just so we've got each of those so you know what I'm talking about. Now let's say we want it on a new worksheet. So that's the default setting. So you pick what you want, and then you just hit OK. You don't have to change anything crazy. You don't have to add anything. Fairly straightforward. So I want to see how old he was. So I'm going to take this one, age, and these right here will all correspond to the column headers. So we're going to have a points one of, these will have this, we'll have blocks, steals, assists, stuff like that. Season, age, you get the idea. So I'm back here on the pivot table. So that's where we started sheet 1. We created the new one with the pivot table. It made a new sheet 2 for us. Right now it shows nothing. So we need age. We're going to take age. And all we're going to do is drag it down right to rows. So we click and hold, rows. Boom. He's been playing from 19, and he just finished his age 30 season. So we will go to points, which was at the bottom, I believe. So you just scroll down here. Sometimes you have to click in here so you can scroll down. Just depends on what you've been clicking on in the spreadsheet. So points, those will be the values we want to show. So we're going to take this and drag it right into values here. Rows is going to show your rows right here on the horizontal. And then columns would show something in the vertical. So you'd have rows, columns. So I want to see how many points he had each of those seasons. There we go. So we have this. And then let's say we also want to see what team he had. So we'll look around, team, again, just to show where that came from. Team, TM in the column header. Sheet 2, team, team. So when they were the Supersonics, he was scoring 20.3 points a game. And then they became the Thunder, good or bad, depending on your perspective there. And then with the Golden State Warriors. So we have these, and we have basically what he's asked for. So they'll always ask you for revisions and things like that, but whenever I send these off, you always want to add a little pizzazz to them. And pizzazz is a very easy thing to add in Excel. Normally you could do the whole thing here where you change the color and all that stuff. No, we don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that. So click anywhere here. Could be here, could be here, could be those ones, it's irrelevant. we'll go here, and then we're going to go to the top here, right on the tabs. We have Pivot Table Analyze, and then we have Pivot Table Design. Design is really cool. You can use it for any of your charts, stuff like that. I'll have another video demonstrating that later. But what I like to do is I go banded rows and columns, because maybe you're looking here and you have 3 or 4 different columns. So let's say you go all the way out to here. If you're looking at a data point that's here, you're not going to want to go, okay, which one was it? Oh, it was his 21-year-old season. Okay. So I go again up here, tab, design, banded rows, banded columns. It makes it easier for me to see, but that's not pizzazz. That's not great. So we need to add a little more flair to it, let's say. So for these pieces of flair, we're going to add this drop-down menu. So we're still in design. We look right here. So you can drag across this and it'll give you demonstrations, but we still have our ugly looking, solid gray, the white. It doesn't pop. It's not something that screams competence. So you hit this one that goes down, and you get a bunch of different color options. It doesn't matter what you pick, as long as you like it, as long as it looks the way you want it to, because Excel is kind of your sandbox. You can pick what you want to do with it. I prefer this one. 90% of my pivot tables will have this one because it's a nice soft color, it's whatever, it pops with the numbers. Excuse me. It's pretty good. Anywho, you go here, and it's just, for me, a little easier to see. So let's say we wanted to add other stuff. How many 3-pointers did he have? Okay. Now it gets a little more complicated. It doesn't look great. But all we did was drag that up and down. So that, not the best example. You might want to build your pivot tables that way. However, you could. So the point, though, is if you have a bunch of these in here and I'm dragging them at random, and let's say you're all the way over here. You see what I mean? What year was that? Who knows? Oh, it was 21. Yeah, okay. But again, to add and remove, you just drag them up and down. What do you want? What do you not want? And you can always change it. So let's say we also wanted to be able to filter by team. You could go here. If you just wanted to see Golden State, boom. We've just got his Golden State performance. And let's say we wanted to change another one of those filters and we wanted to see with the Thunder. There we go. Okay, cool. And if you wanted to see all of them again, there you go. So you can hit these little mini filters right here, and they're going to give you a bunch of options. You can label the filters, stuff like that. So let's say he says, I want to see the the highest ones you've got. Okay. Or his highest point total per year. You go to grand total, because that's what you'd be looking for, the points per season. You right click, sort. Largest to smallest. Voila. 25. That was the year that he averaged the most amount of points per game. And then let's say your boss comes up to you and she says, all right, what I want to see is the amount of Oklahoma City ones, or what was his lowest Oklahoma City all the way to the highest. Okay, that's easy, boss, I got you. So you click column labels, unselect Oklahoma City. Okay, so we did that. And we want to see lowest to highest. Right click again, sort, smallest to largest. Voila, there we are. So we have the same results. You see the 25-year season, or his age 25 season, still his best year thus far. And 20, looks like it was his lowest there. So let's say they want to see it as a graph. So your boss comes up to you and she says, hey, I need you to demonstrate this graph. Show me, just put it in a graph, make it look pretty. You don't get a lot of specifics. All right. So one thing you can do is you can go insert. Right here again, we're on the tabs menu. We go from home, which we default to, insert, and we're going to go recommended charts. You can pick the specific one here. I prefer recommended because it gives you a nice representation right here of what you have. So let's say we want to do, there's a line chart. You see some of them don't represent very well. So you got to take a quick look around here and see what works for your data. So this one, actually kind of nice. So we have that. We have Let's see. You can do a radar chart. You know, there's a million options. But at the end of the day, it's what's going to work for the purposes of your analysis. So we're going to go with a basic column chart. Okay. So we have that. And you have your different, you know, by teams, things like that. So let's say you send this and she says, I don't care about the teams. I don't care about, I just want to see age over points. Okay. So you can go here, right click it, and you can remove that field. Hey, what do you know? But it's out of order. So that's our problem here. You can do one of two options. You can sort here, sort smallest to largest. So you see 19, 20, 21. So we've numerically ordered it. Or you can even go here, just like we did before. Sort largest to smallest. And we have, there it is. Well, we sorted by points there. So we would sort right here. So sort, you can do it each way. So you can go to this column, sort by age. This column, sort by points. So here we're going to go sort largest to smallest. Yep, 30, 29, 28, 27. That looks right. This is going to represent that. And there we are. So let's say we want to do this from younger to older. And we need some labels. We've got to add a little pizzazz to the chart. Right click, and you see when you right click on one of these data points, it's going to highlight all of them. They have the blue square or blue dots all around them, rectangles. So we have that, right clicked. So here, right click, add data labels. Great. So we have our numbers. So we can see what we have per season, but maybe we don't want to do certain things. We don't like this total thing here. So you click on the total, and you hit delete. And there you go. It's a little cleaner. So you have your title here. So let's say we want to do something maybe a little more fun. It's more informal. So we'll go KD, aka Slim Reaper, aka Durantula. All right. So we'll go again up here. We want to add that pizzazz before we send it off. And keep in mind, once you're doing this quickly, I'll do it after this at a more rapid pace, but it's going to take you seconds to do this. It's really nothing, and people will be very impressed with it. It's a huge help for you, and it can really make people just kind of surprised at the quantity and quality of analysis you can do quickly. And all we've done is we have our data set, we hit Insert, Pivot Table, and we put what we wanted here. And then after that, Insert, Recommended Charts, and we tinkered a little. It's nothing. This is something we can do in maybe 5 minutes on a slow day. So, pizzazz. We click on the chart. We're going to go again up here. We've got Design, Format. Let's design it. Let's put some color in there. Let's make it pop. We've got this, little tried and true, or maybe you want to get a little Tron-y. So, got Tron coming in here. They're on the bikes. They're riding through. And we've got his stuff here. So just, you know, stuff like that. But let's say you're going to send it off. You don't want this to show. You don't want that to show. It's sloppy. It's not what you want to do. So you right-click it. And all you do, hide value field buttons. There you go. Right-click this one. I don't want to see it. Hide axis field buttons. We can do all. You can even do all of them and sum it up there. But yeah, there you go. So now I'm going to go through one more time and do it quickly. So starting from 0, all right, Matt. I want you to send me a report of Kevin Durant, his points per season, with what team it was, and I also want a chart showing me what age he was when those points were earned. Okay, sure, great. So I'm going to go anywhere in the data source, Insert, Pivot Table. We don't even have to check this. I mean, we don't have to change it, so we'll just hit OK. We have a new one. So his age, points. There we go. So blank is the career one. The reason that's showing as blank is because there's no value right there. So age, blank. His career average, 27. That's showing 27. So we're going to filter that out. Blank. Then we're going to insert chart. And we just did recommended again. KD, aka Slim Reaper, aka Tarantula. Then design, Tron, right click, add data labels, and maybe we even want to change them. So we'll right click, format the labels, and maybe I want them, let's say, bold. Yeah, you can do all that stuff here, or you can do fill, a gradient, whatever. But we can do all that stuff. So we have this, and we're still pizzazzing design because we clicked on the pivot table, banded rows and columns. There we go. So I believe she wanted it by teams as well. So we're going to do insert, pivot table, and we want it on that same sheet. So instead of just hitting OK, we hit existing workbook, location, we click right there, and we pick where we want it. That's it. So we're going to go age, points in the values, and we'll go teams right there. And pizzazz again. So we're getting rid of the career numbers. So we remove blanks. We just hit the filters. And thankfully, there's only one blank that matches up with both, so it took care of it. Design, banded rows, banded columns, and there it is. And maybe we want to clean it up a little, so we'll highlight these, we'll delete those. Okay, so it's all in one sheet. Then I'm going to go File, I'm going to go Share, and so on. So, that's about it. That's some basic pivot table stuff. Actually, there's one more thing I do want to show you. So let's say they're curious about his best season points-wise per game, 25. Or he was age 25, he scored 32. Okay, what's the data on that? You can either go here, and you can add your filters, things like that. And you could do your whole, let's see, where is it? Age 25. Yep, and you could look at that data. Or you could do it this way. The magic of pivot tables is this. All right, I want to drill into that data. How do I get to it? I can go filter, or I'll just double click. So we get 32, click, click. There it is. It's formatted in a new tab. It was the 2013-14 season, 25, he was with the Thunder. And there we go, positions, games, starts, field goals, percentage, all that beautiful information. So it's right there. And the cool thing is, when you do it this way in a pivot table, there's no room for human error. It does it all for you. It's automated. So there's no copying data. There's no transposing data. It's just much faster. It's easier. And because I like to transpose digits and type things less than correctly, hey, guess what? I don't have to worry about that. So again, just final cleanup. We can get rid of this, right-click it. Then we will delete. We can go here, and we can hide either the axis field, and then this one will be hide the value field, but we'll just go remove or hide all field buttons, so those both should disappear. And there we go. So we have the Slim Reaper stats right here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. There's going to be more that comes out there, and hopefully it helped you. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I would love to do a video on anything you want to hear. So other than that, have a great day, and thanks for watching.